Hi, Gary. Your definition of I is not for information. You've been talking about it as intuitive.
Yes.
All of us are focused on the brain, but forgetting about the gut.
Yes.
How do you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's very funny how I think this came about. In the marketing industry, I believe the industry has lost its way and over focuses on the math and underestimates the art. You can have all the best analytics, you can have all the best data, but if your story is not strong, none of us are gonna do what you want. That became a seed of a framework that I thought a lot about, and I started to, I'm 49. As you know, every year we get older, we become more thoughtful, we become more wise, the gray hairs in our beard are valuable, and it's just become very obvious to me, halfway home in my life, that intuition is incredibly underestimated. We've been overly rationalized to underestimate it. A lot of things going on in our world, spirituality, health and wellness, are starting to go back to a time more prevalent in the 17 and 1800s than the 1900s. And I believe one of the clear things that was more understood in those days was that your gut and your intuition mattered. And I believe that we need to start talking about that more. And a focus group of one, I can speak to unlimited times where I underestimated my intuition and over-rationalized my brain. I've observed that in so many others. And it's a subject matter that I want to spend more time on.
All right, okay, and being a successful entrepreneur, you also talked about the being speed and authentic.
Yes.
How can an entrepreneur be successful with being a speed and authentic?
Well, any early stage company, the only advantage a young entrepreneur tends to have is usually it's tenacity, it's nothing to lose attitude. But if you look under the hood, the center of that for so many companies that have mattered over the last 40 years has been their ability to be fast. There's many times that companies have observed a young competitor coming up, but they were just too slow to stop them. They're a corporation.
Right.
So, I think speed is an unparalleled advantage for startups and for entrepreneurs. And so that one, for any successful entrepreneur, that is like oxygen. It is the framework. And I think that more big companies, more organizations should fall in love with speed because it is a tremendous variable in success.
All right, okay, and you being an influencer yourself, you've been talking about virtual influencers.
Yes.
And you see this is the future, on
Yes.
2025.
It's here now. There's
It's
many
here now.
people here, as I look behind the cameras, who are in their Instagram feed liking photos and videos of people that don't even exist. The technology is moving so fast. A year ago, you would see somebody good looking and you could tell that it was photoshopped. Now that is so advanced that the human eye, for many of us, we can't even tell the difference. Intellectual property, Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Disney, very big business. I think intellectual property in human form is coming, and I think virtual influencers is going to be a big pillar of society.
And lastly, fear.
Yeah.
And how do we overcome fear? I mean, there is comfort zone, there's the beginning of an entrepreneur, the failure.
Overcoming fear, if it's in you, is on social media than there is in mainstream media. And so I believe the regulation and eradication of fear, if someone is on that mission, can come in many forms. The biggest one that I would tell everybody on the camera is, who are the 6 people you're spending the most time with?
Okay.
If they are fear, negative, cynical, you must. And again, so many of us have either a mother or a father that is the beacon of that fear. I'm not saying cut your mother out of your life, but if your mother is deeply negative, cynical, a department of fear, You maybe don't need to speak to her 4 times a day. Maybe you can speak to her once every 3 days. And I do believe that is important to eradicate yourself from that.
So is it gift or weapon, the fear? Maybe you can look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very powerful energy. It is how the world is run. Think about parenting.
Right.
When you don't want your child doing things, you're just scaring them. Oh, you're gonna get hurt. Fear is the weapon of choice. And the people that are able to break out of it live a dramatically different life. But that is a very small group of people. And I have a lot of passion to talk about it with the hope that that group gets bigger.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.